If you guys don't already know, I am homeschooled. I mentioned this in a comment in my 100 sub Q&A video, but I want to go deeper into the topic because it's actually going really well. I've been homeschooled for a little more than 3 months now, and I can confidently say that I enjoy it more than real school. It was the first day of high school and I was sick because I always am, thanks immune system. And as I was dying on my couch, my mom walked in and said, "You just don't have to go to school anymore." Of course, I was confused out of my mind. Surely, the school would notice I wasn't going and then put me back, but nope! My mom emailed the district and we got the green light that I was officially homeschooled. Yippee! And now that it's been a little bit of time, I thought I would share some of the pros and cons of homeschooling. So let's start. First, let's start off with the pros, because they outweigh the cons by tons. Just a disclaimer, some homeschooling rules are different in other states, so if you're homeschooled, always check your state's homeschooling rules. First is the wider variety of classes. Since homeschooling is not limited to what your schools want you to learn, you can learn pretty much whatever you want by looking it up on YouTube or signing up for online classes. For example, the high school I was supposed to go to didn't have a PC building class from what I've seen. They had coding and 3D modeling and stuff to do with computers, but not hands-on building. Now, I have the option to just look it up on YouTube and watch a Linus Tech Tips video on it. You also have the choice of how you want to learn, like if you want to learn with your parents, or learning platforms, or online classes. For the first month or two of homeschooling, I wasn't actually learning much because I was doing research on how I want to learn. I found a platform called Khan Academy, which hosts a whole bunch of awesome classes for absolutely free. I'm learning things like economics, computers, grammar, and this really cool class called Pixar in a Box that teaches about how Pixar makes their movies, from writing the story all the way to the finished product. It's just so freaking cool. I should also probably mention that this is not a sponsored segment. But Khan, if you ever want to work with me, my business email is in my channel description. It's also nice having the freedom of when I want to work. Usually I do around an hour and a half a day, which is usually as much work as I can do before my brain explodes. And I don't just sit there and watch Khan's videos and read the articles all day, no. I take notes and mark down which days I did lessons. With homeschooling, you kinda gotta be your own teacher and tell yourself, you gotta get up and get your lessons done. And once you're learning, it feels really good because you are learning. I also have more time to work on side projects. For me, it's animating. Could you tell? I still limit myself to animation though. If I'm done with homeschool, I don't animate for the rest of the day until night because it's extremely important for you to take time for yourself and not keep things like school and YouTube as your main priorities, even though it's kinda hard not to. This next one is kind of a personal thing, but I know people are having the same problem as me, so I'm gonna say it. I like homeschooling because I don't have to worry about school shootings. This was a huge problem for me in 7th and 8th grade specifically because it was interfering with my learning and causing a lot of anxiety. I'm not exaggerating when I say during classes I would shake and sweat 24/7. I was never too open about it, but I would throw it around here and there. But if you have this problem and it's interfering with your learning and life, then please bring it up with your parents, teachers, or therapists and get help. I know it might feel scary or embarrassing, but it's the best option. Now that I have that little Ethan show lesson out of the way, let's move on to the cons. Homeschooling starts to get very lonely. Since you're not in a place where people are all around you and you're making friends, it can start to feel very isolating. My advice is to stay with your current friends and talk with them more. Even something as little as a voice or video call can help a lot. But also hang out with them IRL sometimes, because it's good to get out. Speaking of getting out, it can sometimes be scary, at least for me. And I don't mean I'm gonna freak out if I'm exposed to grass. I mean, what if I'm just biking around minding my business and this happens? Hey kid, what are you doing outside of school? Oh, I'm homeschooled. Yeah, sure, you're going to juvie. What the fuck? Maybe it wouldn't play out like that, but do you get what I mean? I know that wouldn't happen, and if it did, the officer would probably do nothing about it but say, okay then, have a nice day. But I don't know, it scares me. It also kinda sucks how different I feel to most of my friends. Pretty much all of my friends are in actual schools, and I don't know, I feel different from them, and not in a good way. I feel like if I complain about something that happens during homeschooling, they'll be like, bro, why are you complaining? You're homeschooled. Everything's so simple for you. And while homeschooling is more simple than regular school, there are still roadblocks I face. Just because I'm homeschooled doesn't mean I can't get stuck on certain subjects and can't figure it out and start banging my head against the wall. But I think overall, homeschooling is definitely more enjoyable to me. I wouldn't recommend it to people who want to be in a social and energetic environment, but I don't like social and energetic environments. I like my current friends, online and real life, my family, and the subjects I learn. I couldn't be more happy with the educational state I'm in right now. And also, homeschooled kids are the superior beings. Anyway, with that being said, thank you for watching my show. My Ethan Show!